I'm not sure whether it's recorded. It should be recorded. All right, it should be recorded. All right, a very good afternoon to everyone. Thank you for the coming here for this particular afternoon. It's a sharing session for what I mean for this afternoon here. So and and those of you who are from University Malaysia Sarawak, those of you who need the attendance, I'll share back again later after we've finish up this session on the question and answer session later. Those of you from outside Unimas or from outside the university who attended it, thank you very much for attending this. And those of you who also from outside the country, actually, perhaps from outside this particular country, that will be interesting to have this session, right? So okay, let's all right. Okay, there'll be yep, John, thank you. And those of you from outside the country. Right, so let us start this particular session, this particular afternoon. I would have my sharing perhaps about 1 hour or a little bit more than that. And then I would expect some question and answer from the audience. Yeah, yes, Zaini, thank you very much. Jauh, from far away from UMK. Thank you very much for attending this. Right, the slide I will share it later. I will give the link in the chat box for everyone to get the whole of the slide. The recording I will share among my my peers in the faculty, and those of you who needed it can always email me if you want to have this recording shared later. All right. Okay, that's far away. Okay. Thank you very much, Muhammad Amin Nadim. All right. Okay, let me start the session. Okay. So what I'm going to do today will be explaining or sharing my experience of what's the major academic indexes that is available out there and how it's actually impact our publication, especially scholarly publication, and how that impact the decision of which journal that they want to send. Actually, are we looking at what kind of decision that we are making before we send to a journal? What kind of decision that should we make, and that particular perspective? That's what my essence of my talk is all about. So these are the 3 parts that I'm going into detail for today. The first part is, of course, the international indexation. Yeah, I forget to ask. Everyone can hear me loud and clear, right? Is that good? I guess so. I assume. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the there are a few more coming in. Okay, loud and clear. That's good. That's awesome, right? So international indexation, the one that is famous around, we'll talk a bit on what is Web of Science or WOS, what is ABDC, what is Corpus, what is ERA, what is ACI, how this can be a guide for us to choose an appropriate journal outlet that we want to send our paper to these particular journals. So what should we look at? So from that perspective, the question of how we choose a journal could be beneficial in the sense that if you target what kind of indexation that you are targeting, right? So that's my starting point here. Okay, and then we talk a little bit on Google Scholar, on Semantic Scholar, which is available out there, and of course, last one on research impact and profile that is available here. Right, let me go to the slides here. Okay, part 1 here. For the start, if you look into this particular perspective, we have numbers of indexation ranking lists that is out there. If you just Google around or search around, there's so many rankings or indexation out there, which today in today's publication academia world, we as academics or as a postgraduate student, we are forced to understand what is it all about, what is this indexation is all about. So my purpose here is actually to guide you, to let you know what is that if you do have not known, or to refresh back what is actually out there and how we can use that to strategize our next paper where we should target, right? So normally indexation ranking lists, for example, the most famous one would be Journal Citation Report under Web of Science, JCR in short, which produce the genuine impact factor. They are the only one that you should trust. Only one, repeated, that you should trust have the impact factor. Only impact factor from Web of Science, WOS, Web of Science, are trustable. The rest of whatever journals that claim they have they have impact factor, but not from Web of Science, that should not be trustable. That's one thing that everyone should know. And JCR is the only one that produce or report this impact factor, JCR. And to be frank, University Malaysia Sarawak subscribe to JCR and Web of Science. Not every university in this country actually subscribe to that. And that's I mean, we are fortunate here if you're in Unimas here. And of course, Skimago is something is also famous. It produce ranking, and it produce ranking of university, ranking of journals too. Skimago actually use the data of Scopus. They use Scopus data to enhance or to calculate the so-called ranking and in terms of Skimago, which actually on the third one Scopus itself produce site score based on citation, of course. Impact factor is also from citation. SJR or Skimago, journal and country rank, also produce so-called SGR. The numbers actually are from citation. All of this actually from citation. So what is it all about? Looking into that particular scenario, right? This is actually from Malaysian Citation Center. Today they call it Pusat Citasi Malaysia dan Infometrik Malaysia. The success of journal should be indexed. So that's why journal also fight for the ranking. Journal also fight for the ranking, not just authors. We as authors, we want to publish in a good journal. Journal also want to be in line or want to be as part and want to be the also in line to be indexes in Scopus, index in Web of Science, index in ERA, index in ABDC, and so on. So that's part of it to be so that to be discovered, so that the authors knows that these are indexed some way. So that's why it's important in that particular regards. So from journal perspective, high visibility will lead towards more citation, more impact towards the journal. I'm sure if you look around, we talk about Web of Science journal, index in Web of Science, they have impact factor, you have Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. Scopus also have that. So, and all those things are pretty much related to a journal. For example, a local journal like Unimas here. In Unimas here, we're fortunate enough, we have 3 journals actually are indexed in Scopus. 3 journals in the university are indexed in Scopus. From the total, if I'm not mistaken, 10 journals in the university. And that actually have a long journey towards that particular when you index in Scopus, and where are you belong to, whether you're in Q4, Q3, Q2, Q1. I'll talk a little bit on that in a while, right? But the visibility in that sense will attract more citation, will attract more good papers, will attract people like you and me as a researcher will send to that journal, which will increase the citation. That increase the citation would increase also the impact factor or the site score or perhaps the SJR score in that sense. That would shows the visibility more better and better. So the journals are soaring upwards in that sense, going into that particular direction from Q4, Q3, Q2, Q1 example here. So that's how it works. So win-win situation. Journal want good papers. We want good journal as a researcher. University want the researcher to publish in the good journals, or the more high impact journals. So all of these have a win-win situation in that sense. Government want the universities or the researchers actually not just to publish the paper, but to translate that research into something more beneficial. So all those have a win-win situation in that sense way, in the sense of researcher, university, journal perspective, and the government itself. And of course, the last one is the society, the impact toward the society. So that's what I'm talking about that. So Scopus, I think everyone knows Scopus. I start off with the most common one, Scopus. Scopus, according to Scopus, in their Scopus homepage, they say that their largest abstract and citation database of peer-reviewed literature, scientific journals, book, conference, proceeding. But the one that we know normally are journals. They have also books. They have also conference proceeding. There are conference proceedings that are indexed in Scopus. There are books that index in Scopus also. That's part of Scopus. And of course, Scopus itself, looking into this particular direction, you can make it larger in your own screen. Overview is that these are the publishers that actually related to Scopus itself. These are the publishers like Elsevier, Springer, Talent, Francis, Wiley, Blackwell, Sachs. You have Walter D. Gruner, which is a good publisher to Emerald, Brill, Oxford University Press, Cambridge University Press, IEEE, and others. Others means that including those university, those that clear all the drawing. University publisher that include in others, right? So if you look into that, perhaps a lot of question sometimes pop up in our mind. Scopus, is Scopus Elsevier? Is Scopus related to Science Direct? In that sense, yeah, they are related, but they are not. You see that not the whole Scopus or not the whole Elsevier journal are in Scopus index, not all. In that sense, in Scopus itself is only about 9%. Of course, this data updated from time to time, and the one that I got here was updated last year. So we have perhaps more this year in Scopus itself. So in Scopus itself, we have they have about 24,000 titles, journal titles, and books, and then you have conference proceeding too in that sense. So what does the here Scopus actually, what they say, that what they claim that Scopus do what they do here from the database itself, and then they have journals, they have researcher profile. If you publish your paper in Scopus, or you have a profile in Scopus, then you can look in all these scenario. You go to scopus.com, you can see journal article, metrics. Metrics means that including site score and all those other necessary, including citation, they are all free to certain extent. And you can access them. You can find the researchers there. You can find a keyword and so on and so on. All these are necessary information. Though Scopus not just containing titles of journals, but also contain the bibliographic or information that is useful. You want to find your core researchers. You want to find who actually are in your research area. Go to Scopus. Of course, Google is a good place, but Scopus is more dedicated towards academia. That's one. So that's what we can do in Scopus. In that sense, I'm not here promoting it, but this is the important indexation that is recognized in the world. Scopus is recognized in the world. So they have, according to them, they are global coverage, subject coverage. About 12,000 of the titles are actually in social science. Health science, about 7,700. 9,300 is on physical science. And then life science, 5,280. So most of the titles are actually from the whole Scopus. I think 40% of it actually come from social science, or perhaps a little bit more than that, about that percentage come from social science, which perhaps most of us in this room today are from social science. If you come from science and so on, doesn't matter. Scopus coverage as much as possible, and its coverage also all the journals in the world according to them. This is based on their data. let's say we are in Asia Pacific, there's about 2,000 plus title, and North America there's 6,000 plus title. East Europe they have 2,200. Western Europe they have 13,000 title. Middle East 1,000 over title. Australia, New Zealand about 200 plus title, and South America about 900. So there's a lot of journals out there actually are indexed in Scopus. It's just that perhaps we have not found it yet. So these are all the index. So we have at least 27,000 title in Scopus, which we can use them as a guide to publish your next paper, right? To publish your next significant paper. Right? Let me go ahead with that. And just to share with you, although this is not updated, right? This is back in 2021, but not much have changed throughout these past 3 years as I know, right? Not much has changed throughout these past years as I know. So far, we have about 105 journals actually, Malaysian-based publisher that are indexed in Scopus 105. And one of the latest edition, which highlight in this slide, was Unimas Journal, Borneo Journal of Resource Science and Technology. That was quite recent back, I think 2021, 2022, and then this is what we have here. And this, according to them, Scopus, we have 105. Web of Science, we have 13 journals. So we talk about a little bit more on that. ACI actually is ASEAN Citation Index is 152. So this actually bring up a certain elements of recognition and visibility of the journals, the local publisher journals, which are indexed in Scopus. These are international indexations recognized by the whole world, and the papers are not just focusing on Malaysian issue, for example, and whatnot, or Asian issue, but the world issues related to that particular theme of the journal itself, right? So this is just an outline of it. And of course, this is the homepage of my site. They call it my site today, and the official homepage is the name is called Pusat Citasi and Infometric, or Infometric and Citation Center, under the Ministry of Higher Education. And they have the information about the local journals mostly, which are indexed inside here. So this is another indexation, but this is Malaysian indexation, and they follow the Malaysian indexation actually follow the model of Scopus Web of Science. How the journal, if you are the journal editor, then if you want your journal to be part of Malaysian citation, or Malaysian my site, you call it, then you should go in, look into the criteria. But this workshop here, my talk here, my sharing here is not about the criteria. It's more towards understanding what index out there and how you can strategize your next paper. Right, and Scopus page is like this. Scopus page looks something like this. Right, Scopus page, you can search document, author's affiliation. Today, I think the latest version, you can search also straight away research field or something like that. You can search. Even you can search, if you do not know the name of the authors, you can search affiliation. You can search some keyword to find the journal, to find journal article, to find authors, to find the affiliation, the university. Can do that today, and there's a lot of analysis free there, and it's free to a certain extent, as I told you, if the university do not subscribe. But if the university subscribe, you can access a little bit more information from the Scopus itself, right? But as I know, most of the universities actually do subscribe to Scopus itself, so you can get numbers of information. This is just a look of what is Scopus all about. And while updating my slide yesterday night, so I just look at University Malaysia Sarawak. So this is how the affiliation in Scopus data of Unimas looks like. So basically, they say that in Scopus, we have about 7,900 documents that index in Scopus with more than 3,000 authors, and these are the field inside there with all these chart that you can see what are the main field that publish in the university. Not only that, now they have new information which I found it interesting. They have new information that link towards SDG straight. as Sustainable Development Goals. So SDG contribution, they also highlight it from, of course, from SDG 1 up to SDG 17. So if your publication are related to any part of SDG, even though you do not claim that, but Scopus would index and think that these are linked to SDG 5, SDG 10, SDG 12, or something like that, then you'll be there. Not only that, your own personal profile would also identify the SDG part, even though you do not claim that in your paper. If you claim that in your research paper, that's even better. Easy for them to highlight. Why this happened? Because at least right now we try to link our research towards SDG itself. So this is Scopus itself. Scopus have this kind of information which is free, right? Just highlight, as I told you just now, in UNIMAS, we have 3 journals we are indexed in Scopus. This is one of it, IJBS, International Journal of Business and Society, which is the flagship journal of the university, and it's a pride. It's a pride of the Faculty of Economics and Business, of which where I am. And this is the numbers, the site score, the rank, the trend, the content. So far until today, since IJBS have been indexed since 2009, and so far IJBS managed to publish 877 papers in Scopus itself, the index in Scopus, that appeared in Scopus until end of 2023. 2024 issues, I'm sure the editorial team have are working hard towards the next issue itself, right? So, and this is the citation. If you see, the site score are on the rising, 1.4 in 2022. This year we are looking into this direction, or IJBS looking into this direction. Why this is important? Again, like I say, journal also looking into ranking, not just authors. So, and IJBS is actually Q3 journal. They're still IJBS still in Q3, somewhere around 36, 37 percentile of the Q3. So the Q is actually very simple understanding. You have Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, same thing. So each quarter, or each quantile, not quarter, each quantile actually are 25%. So if you are in Q4, means that the journal are from 0 to 25%, 25 percentile. If you're from 26 to 50, you are in Q3. If you're on 50 to 75, you are in Q2. And if you're 75 and above, you are Q1. Means that, how does the numbers come into picture? It goes here. The higher this number, the higher of this number, the higher will be the Q. The higher will be the Q, but it based on the field of study. For example, this is the field of study, the subject area, and the Q, the higher the Q, let's say this Q goes up to 2.5, just give a number, a rough number, then IJBS should have been in Q2 in that sense, based on the whole economics, business, finance journal around inside Scopus. That's the understanding here. All right. Right now, you're still the IJBS are still in Q3 itself. Right. The next journal, which is also available, which is also UNIMAS based, UNIMAS publisher, Borneo Journal of Resource Science and Technology. They have been indexed since 2019. They so far the site score is 0.7. They're going up from 0.2 to 0.7, if you can see there, but this is not updated yet. The numbers will be finalized by middle of the year. The numbers of this site score will be finalized. 2023 numbers will be finalized by middle of the year, and Web of Science also will release the new impact factor for 2023 by June. I think by end of June normally. And that's the hoo-ha later of the authors and so on. Which journal should we target? Oh, this journal suddenly moved so high from this impact factor to this impact factor, or certain journals are delisted. Certain journals actually the numbers are dropped. These are all based on citation. How many people cite you in that particular for the past 2 years to be reflected for this year and so on, right? So this is another journal. This is more towards the resource science and technology. You can see the field here, and this another journal in language, which also included arts and humanities, language, linguistic, and then cultural studies, communication. If you are doing such a topic, This is one of the journal that you can target. This is also in Unimas base. This in Unimas publisher. Right? So these 3 journals so far. So that's corpus. Let's put ahead with the another storyline of Web of Science, or in short, it's called WOS. We talk about WOS previously, despite that WOS have been there for quite a while, and some would still mention about ISI journal, ISI journal. What is ISI journal? What is ISI journal? Do not be confused. ISI journal was the name previously by when they started off this idea back in the 1950s. ISI journal. Now we call it WOS journal. Now the name is also is under this name called Clarivate Analytics, right? And one of the product is Web of Science. The other product is called JCR, Journal Citation Report. This one have to subscribe to get the full to get the information. If the university do not subscribe, then you cannot get the information. The only one you can get from Web of Science, if the university do not subscribe, is that you can get the journal information, but you cannot get the more detail. You cannot get whether the journal have this impact factor, that impact factor, whether they're in Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. Fortunately, University Malaysia Sarawak subscribe. So everyone in Unimas, as long you whether you're students, whether you are postgraduate student or researchers, lecturers, you can access through your own ID, right? Our own ID itself, right? There's one question here. If the ranking of journal improve, how that affect authors who have paper published? Good question there, right? This is like stock market itself. I'll give the example like stock market, right? The impact factor would change from year to year. This year there might be Q2, next year there might be Q1, or the other year there might be Q3 or something like that. I would say that it will not affect anything. Whatever you publish, let's say 3 years ago, if they are indexed in Web of Science, they have impact factor of 10. For example, impact factor of 10, they should be Q1 journal. That reflect in that year when you publish the paper. But if let's say this year, touch wood, just example, if let's say this year they have been delisted in Web of Science, your paper are still Web of Science in this particular year in 2021, for example, but no longer in 2024. That's the full stop. So that journal are still indexed in Web of Science or Scopus in 2021, but in 2024, perhaps they have been delisted for whatever reason is. So it will not affect, and that's one example. And the same way, if they increase the impact factor, let's say the impact factor in 2021 was 10, but now the impact factor is 20, but your paper still reflected 10, not 20 when your paper is published at that particular year. All right, something for you to know about from my perspective. Who will validate? Web of Science is the only one. You don't have to validate. The numbers is there, John. The number is there. You just have to refer to the number. No validation here because they've run through all the necessary indicators and whatnot. Only Web of Science release, or only JCR. Sorry, not Web of Science. A product called JCR, Journal Citation Report, the only one that released the impact factor, the genuine one. The rest of it, who perhaps sometimes we receive a lot of emails, says that they have impact factor. Perhaps they don't have. That's not genuine one. Genuine one only reported by JCR, already repeated numbers of time. Okay, all right. So Clarivate, now the company called Clarivate, it started off by Eugene Garfield, just to drag back how it started off in 1950s. So they have been around more than 60 years. Scopus are quite new. Scopus around for more than 20 years, not very new anymore. But Web of Science have been around for more than 60 years. They've gone through the revolution from this idea in 1955, Citation Index for Science by Eugene Garfield started off, and That's where it started until today. Until today. I mean, coming back to here. So it's another product, Web of Science, another product from the company called Clarivet Analytics today. Previously, it's called, previously it's known as ISI. I think Institute for Science, I forget the word, ISI there. Anyhow, so this is what the content in ISI, right? They claim that they have about 34,000 plus journal across the platform. 21,000 actually are in the core collection. What it means by core collection, this is very important things. Of course, these are references, record, funding, books, proceedings, and whatnot, all these things. So these are the core collection. I think that my next slide, let me just go for the next slide. Just delete this thing first. Yeah, my next slide. So these are the core collection inside Web of Science. Inside Web of Science. Previously we call previously we call it as SCI. SCI is Science Citation Index. Now they have E behind there, call it expanded Science Citation Index expanded, right? And these are the oldest one because they have been created since 1960s, SCI. And then after that, you have SSCI, Social Science Citation Index. And then after that, we come about, these are the big brother. These are the three big brother. These are the three big brother, I would say that. We have this first, and then this one, and then this one. Arts and Humanities Citation Index, AHCI. And then only this come into picture. This one is quite new, started off 2015, ESCI. The conference proceeding, normally we don't really know much about it, but same thing as in Scopus, proceedings, conferences are indexed in, are also indexed in a web, by Web of Science, and books also are indexed by Web of Science, but not every book, not every conference are indexed by them. How to get that over? This is not what the talk about. That one you have to contact Clarivet itself to ask what's the process of indexing your conference proceeding into Web of Science conference proceeding. That one is another issue here. I'm not deal with that for this particular talk here. But to understand, to make understand, these are the main product or main core collection of the product of the Web of Science. Just now, if I go back to the slide before this, no, where's that? The slide before this, there are others around here too, not in the core collection. For example, more here, around here, the smaller one, the regional one, and so on. To get more of the this information, you can visit this homepage down here, as in my slide here. Right, so these are the main, this is the one just now, as I told you, SCIE, SSCI, AHCI, and then after that you have ESCI. It's like it's like the understanding, these are the main one, three brothers, and then after that these are the second tier, the first tier. So this journal can move up to here, and this journal can drop here, or the other way around, right? When I say delisted or something like that, or actually they move up to the first tier, or coming down to the second tier, and so on. All right, this happens from time to time. So back to the question just now, if your journal index is in Web of Science in 1 year, but in 1 year they are delisted, then it's still counted if you publish your paper. Then if you publish your paper later, then it's no longer Web of Science. Then your journal article is no longer Web of Science. Same thing goes to Scopus, right? And all the other indexes, same thing. The idea is the same. Why they do that? Because from time to time, they will check the quality of the journal, right? They check the quality of the journal. So this is the homepage of Web of Science. This page, if you go through, to certain extent, you can get it for free to certain extent. Despite that you do not subscribe it, you can get it a little. Some of the information you can get it for free. Most of the time, you need subscription to access to this homepage itself. If you are in Unimas, if you are members of Unimas, University Malaysia Sarawak, then you can access through the library to get all this full access itself. All right. Those of you who have any question, you can put in the chat box, or actually you can stop me anytime to ask some question even before the end of the my talk here. Right, so this is Web of Science, just to let you know. This, for example, I just look into, again, IJBS, International Journal of Business and Society, is actually indexed in Web of Science under ESCI, Emerging Sources of Citation Index. IJBS have been indexed in ESCI since 2015, the starting of ESCI until today. So just to give you a glimpse of what is going on here. The other two journals that are indexed in Scopus, in Unimas, they are not yet a part of Web of Science, but IGBS is. Anyhow, so as I told you just now, this is just another what Malaysian journal that are indexed in Web of Science. These have impact factor. These are the main, the SSCI and SSCI and SCI. Right, I think all of these are under SCIE, SCIE. None of these actually are under SSCI, if I'm not mistaken. Perhaps this one, yes. Malaysian Journal of Library Information Science. These are the 13 journals in the country that are under, so far, under Web of Science that have impact factor. IJBS do not have impact factor. Despite that they released it last year. Let's see how this year, because some of the data might change a little bit for this particular year for that. Right, so this is Web of Science. You can search a lot of journal there. A lot of collection of journal. One of the best product, which I do not show here, is actually JCR, Journal of Citation Report, which you can check all the journal lists inside there, which one you want to target. But then again, you have a lot of resources to go ahead to find that information. Right? This is JCR. Just now, right? This one is the master list, master journal list, which you can check for free. Yeah, this one is the one that you need to subscribe to go inside here. From here actually, you can let me look. From here actually you can look at the journal list, the categories, the publisher, or actually the country that have this information and so on. All right, let me just go ahead. Yeah, this is the JCR. This is the product called JCR. This is product called Web of Science. The two different product. In this product, you can find documents, researchers, like as if you find in Scopus. You can just find the collection, publication, name, titles, researcher, like as if you find in Scopus and perhaps in Web of Science, or in Google itself, right? So these are the two main the two main big brother in the world in terms of the publication world. You must know what is Web of Science. You must know what is Scopus. These are the two. These are the two main big brothers in publication world, in academia itself. The next one will be what we call as ABDC. ABDC are more smaller subset of it. Yeah? Scopus would have a bigger coverage. Web of Science have a much, if according to them just now, they have more collection. But if we counted journal title itself, Scopus have more journal title. Web of Science just now 34,000. This is including all. Including all the titles, means that including the books and related. So actually they have less inside there. So they are more so-called have a because they have impact factor. Scopus do not have impact factor. They have side score. They have the metrics, the other matrices. ABDC would be Australian based. This is Australian based. ABDC, the full name is Australian Business Dean Council. Australian Business Dean Council, actually. I mean, under the ABDC, which actually have also put the ranking of journals, right? And this journal ABDC is actually updated from time to time. So actually they just focus on business related journals. Business means that accounting, finance, and social science, perhaps in some sense. You want to draw anything, Muhammad? If you are interested to draw something, please let me know. Oh, you can ask the publisher. you can ask the editor. I'm not the editor of the journal. Right? Ask the editor, email the editor, asking about the manuscript that have been submitted to Unimas journal. We have 3 Unimas journal. I know we have 10 Unimas journal. So I do not know which one that you submitted to. Anyhow, so ABDC lists are updated up to last year. They have the latest list 2023, which actually reflected here in the homepage. You can download the journal name, which are indexed in Scopus itself. All right. So yes, you are right, Dr. Zaini. Yeah, you are right. And the FRGS, as far as I understand, last year, 2023, they would require, if I'm not mistaken, 1 Web of Science, 1 Scopus for the output 2. 1 Web of Science, 1 Scopus. Proceedings are not counted. Even book chapters are not counted. Yeah, even though they are indexed in Scopus. That's from what I know last year, 2023. I'm not sure whether the rules would change right? Good question. Yep. Good question. Yep. You can write to the journal editors. You can write to the journal editors, yep, and ask whether the journals need extra hand to become the editor, associate editor, and whatnot. Right? You can ask. You can email them and ask. Right? The second one. I will tell you the answer. The second one on this last part of the top of the last part of this particular sharing here. Right, so this is ABDC. It's Australian based and it's more towards business journals. So far, they have these journals has been written here, though. So they categorize the journals into A star, A, B, and C. These 4 category. How they do the rating, they have the methodology, they have the measurement and whatnot. But these are all dedicated towards business related journals only. Science journal are not inside here. Only business journals inside here. Right? So these are the total journals that been indexed or been recognized by ABDC. In 2010, you have 2,671, and then up to 2022, last year, the numbers actually do not change much. It's actually about 2,680 only, and A star is only 7.4%. A have 24.4%, B have 31.9%, and 36.2% are in C. Yeah, just to share with you. All right. All right. Let me see. Academy of Strategic Management, Scopus. Oh, you can check easily, actually, right? I have one question here from directly to me by Santi. Want to ask about this one journal, Academy of Strategic Management Journal, Scopus coverage 2020, 2021, is it? 2022, is it? Well, I published 2022. How do I know included in Scopus or not? If it is included in Scopus, your profile in Scopus will be updated. This one. The second one is that you can check in Scopus itself, scopus.com is free. Scopus.com is free. You can check the journal name inside there. Search the journal name, whether they're still indexed in Scopus or not. That's all. Simple as that. Right? As simple as that possible. Okay. I hope I answer you that part. So you can download all this. You can download all this data. I mean, this already been mentioned just now. This is the latest one, 2022. Just to share with you, in Malaysia, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These 8 journals are actually included inside the ABDC rating. I included a Malaysian journal. So far, we have 8 inside this rating. These 2 update, Academic Asia Management Journal and Asian Academic of Management Journal of Accounting and Finance. These are both from USM, as written there. This one is UKM, this one is UM. We have another UM journal, and then we have MFA, Malaysian Finance Association journal, under Capital Market Review. They are not Scopus journal yet. Some of them inside ABDC, but not Scopus journal, but they are in ABDC. So if the universities recognize ABDC, then then these are the one of the publication outlet that you can target off. And of course, IJBS is also included inside ABDC according to them, but all are rating at C. As I mentioned here, C. To move into A star, A plus or A plus itself, of course, they need more citation, more recognition, and whatnot related to that. ERA itself, ERA is famous here in the country, ERA itself, ERA is also part of, it's actually under ARC. What is ARC? It's also Australian Research Council. ERA covers all field. ABDC only covers business-related field. This is the difference here. But both are Australian-based, Australian rating, they're done by the government. And so far as I know, they don't have the update of 2023 so far, according to this homepage. This I just accessed yesterday. I do not know if they changed today, but yesterday night, they do not have update. They do not have the updated list of ERA journals in 2023. I think the most updated one was back in 2018, the last they update. So how they do it, how they do the rating and whatnot, you have to read inside here itself, right? Not as of now, Zaini, as I know, not as of now. Right? It's still published, but then again, it will not counted as KPI as part as I understand, as part as I understand, including student graduation. Actually, student graduation, I think started off 2021, if I'm not mistaken. Started off 2021. All the postgraduate students are required to publish corpus journal, no longer ERA journal, if I'm not mistaken. 2021, the cutoff time. Right. Before that, if the student register before that, you can still publish with ERA, right? Yes. Oh, thank you, Shelly, for that clarification. Right. Oh, another question actually. Also from Santi. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. So there have been this the journal that you say is already been discontinued. Academy of Entrepreneurship Journal. Scopus coverage discontinued means that if you publish in 2021, again the same thing. If you can find your paper inside the profile, your Scopus profile have that paper, then it's included. If it's not included, means that it's already delisted when you publish the paper. That's all. Simple as that. I give you a very straightforward, simple answer of that. Right? ERA, as you mentioned, what is ERA? Where's the database come from? The most updated as I know will be 2018. They have I downloaded an Excel version of 2023, but that is not the approved version. That is just journals that how to say that like a finalist for 2023 ERA, but they do not go through the process yet as far as the homepage says. So they do not have the latest list of ERA. Right? Okay. All right. Good to know you have two published paper, Santi. That means that you can graduate. In that sense, if you are doing your PhD here, right? Or if you are the academic staff of any universities or Unimas, then also a very good thing for you. Right? Anyhow. Okay. Right. ERA, this is ERA. What is ERA? For those of you who not know what is ERA itself, background objective itself. Every of the information is here. You can find all this information available out there. Right. The next one that I want to share with you, this is extra. Is called ACI, ASEAN Citation Index. This is ASEAN Citation Index. In ASEAN level, the 10 Southeast Asian nation. ASEAN also have citation index, and means that the journal are indexed in ASEAN level. So what's the level field that you're going into? If you are the journal editor, for example, not just an author, if you're the journal editor today, you just started a journal, there you can start off, I mean, of course, the first 1 year, 2 years. Then after that, after you have 2 years of the publication of the journals, then you can try my site, which is Malaysian Citation Center or Citation Index first. Then after that, you can try the ASEAN level. And after that, you can try Scopus after the second year. You can try with Scopus to be indexed. And then after that, try Web of Science or ABDC at the same time. All these things, after the second year, you can try ABDC, you can try Scopus, you can try Web of Science. But bear in mind, for journal editors, if your journal not been accepted in Scopus, when you apply for it, they will have a grace period. They'll have a period where you cannot apply to Scopus for the second time. I'm not sure the timing right now. Previously, I heard was about 2 years. Means that if you fail the first time, you have 2 years been banned to apply for Scopus. Same thing goes to Web of Science. They have certain amount of time. They want you to improve in that 2 years, not apply every year. That's the reason behind. You apply this year, you'll be rejected. You cannot apply next year. You wait for another 2 years to apply for that to be indexes in Scopus, right? There's no joke on that part. Okay. ACI, ABDC, not so strict. But ABDC also rejected a lot, actually. I mean, a lot of journals actually. ACI more straightforward to be indexes, but actually it's good to bring the journal much regional based and so on, not just local based. Despite that the journal are locally, let's say in the university, we can go far. I have a lot of example of that to go really far here. All right. Attendance we will take later, no worry, right? Okay. The other one that someone might ask, what is this actually? What is ABS? If you are in the UK, this is something very common. ABS, ABDC, people looking into that. ABDC B, ABDC A, ABDC A star just now, A plus, published in ABDC A plus journal or A journals, ABDC A journals or ABS 1, ABS 2, ABS 3, ABS 4. This is UK. They're playing a different level ground. They look into their own indexation, international indexation, ABS. These are different league to enter. Scopus journals coverage more bigger. Web of Science or coverage also quite big. ABS actually are more towards business, economic, finance journal, right? These are more towards the business journal itself. So ABS, under that they have AJG, which is called Academic Journal Guide. It's under this CABS, actually Chartered Association of Business School, if I'm not mistaken, CABS. And the latest one is 2021 journal list, which you can get from here. This is a rather interesting one. Well, this question for funding, the question you just asked inside here from the iPhone, because I do not know who is that. Perhaps it's iPhone asking me. Funding, yes. We have scholarship. We have Zamala. If you talk about, Zamala. But to know more about the funding and the scholarship, you can ask
Prof,
the
it's
information.
Aisha from Ghana.
Okay. Yeah, you can, for the funding, you can ask the CGS. It's not under this workshop. This workshop is not about funding. Okay, this talk has nothing to do with funding. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, anything you want to say, Dr. Fadila?
Dr. Fadila? Is it me?
Yes, because you're on your mic.
Nothing.
Okay, never mind. I got there's something to say. Anyhow, yeah. Example, these are the lists inside this ABS. ABS. They have 1, 2, 3. The ranking, the rating is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 star. 4 star will be the highest one. For example, in economics, if you are in economics, the star here, these are the highest ranking level of ABS in the 4-star journal. Only this journal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 journal are considered ABS 4-star, which is AER, American Economic Review, Annals of Statistics, Econometrica, Journal of Political Economy, JPE, and QJE and RES, Review of Economic Studies. So for me, as an economist itself, trend as an economist, if you have this one paper here, one paper here, one paper here, you are in line for the Nobel Prize. You are in line for the Nobel Prize. If you have paper in this journal. Other than that, the chances of getting the Nobel Prize in economics will be much lower. That's from my perspective. So this is way above itself. But of course, we can always any good research can always publish in this top. This is in economics. If you can look into the journal ranking from ABS, what is the 4-star in your own field? And this ABS is only business, finance, accounting, finance. I mean, finance already mentioned just now, related journals, right? And the rest follows here. I just put it 4 here, 4 stars. Some of it are 3, so on. Even Journal of Econometrics is only 4. I checked the list yesterday. I have 1 inside ABS 3, ABS 3, 1 inside 2. I think few in 2 and 1, but ABS 4 have not be able to publish in that yet as of now, right? Anyhow, coming back to our, if you have any question, please drop me there. I hope I can answer to related to this particular directly to this particular thing. Yeah, here. Okay, let me just put here. All right, people keep coming in. Good. Okay, any questions so far? No. So if not, let me continue on. You can ask all the question later. Perhaps another 15 minutes or so. So Google and Semantic Scholar, this looks something new or not new for numbers of you. So Google actually have this platform, not just the Google Scholar, but Google have their own metrics also. Google have their ranking of journals too, actually. It's just that we do not search that, you do not use that much. Yeah, for degree. Which degree that you're talking about? Degree, undergraduate or postgraduate? PhD. Okay. Which university? PhD, as I know, in Unimas, you need 2, not 1, 2. As I know, if the rule have not changed yesterday, as I know, the requirement is actually 2. Okay. Anyhow, please check with your supervisors again whether that have changed or not. So journals, not just Scholar itself, not just Google Scholar. Google Scholar is a very good data set to look into the scholars, researchers, and also to look into journals. They have also journal ranking inside there. This is quite new actually for the past few years. Let me go through the slide. Google Scholar, under this, you have this journal metrics. You can look into, for example, in what's the top publications, whole thing in the whole world. They rank it right in such a way. And then under that also, you can go under specific field. For example, specific field, specific categories. The slide here, you can make it larger. Business, economic, management, you have engineering, and so on and so on. To rank, they have the ranking of the best, I think, 20 journals or the best 50 journals itself, in that sense, top 10 journals and whatnot related to that. And then after that, if you go into here, you can even go to subfield. For example, business, economic, management. You can go inside business only, economics only, management only to look into that. For example, like this, what papers are actually highly ranked or highly cited in that particular field itself. And then to go into further, let's say business, economic, management, I go into tourism and hospitality. They list down the journals inside there that are ranked by Google as top. How they rank it? They rank it based on citation, total citation. and the hash index of the journal itself. Right. So this is the I mean, rather an important thing. Yeah, ResearchGate is another platform, but ResearchGate is a ResearchGate is another platform itself, which I do not share inside here. But well, you can use ResearchGate, nothing wrong with that. ResearchGate also provide a very good information. But ResearchGate is like I view ResearchGate is like a repository. Repository means that when we publish a paper, you have your ResearchGate, you upload there, or you share the link of the full I mean to the publisher link and whatnot. That is ResearchGate. Google Scholar is different. In that sense, they link back to the journal itself. Scopus also link back to the journal. It's a Web of Science link back to the journal. Semantic Scholar also do that. So ResearchGate is like our own personal repository itself. Yeah, that's my perspective of ResearchGate. But they have a lot of information. You can explore that in a while later, right? Okay, so this is Semantic Scholar. They say that they use this AI itself, and then you can search a lot of things. For example, like this, right? I mean, the next one, will be the example of how the profile looks like in Web of Science, Scopus, perhaps in Semantic Scholar, perhaps in a lot ResearchGate. ResearchGate, I do not go into detail, or I do not go touch it. But ResearchGate is not the database. It's not citation database. It's just more towards a repository. So what we always look in, or indexation that we're looking into, is Web of Science, Scopus, ERA, ABDC, just now the Asian Citation Index, and of course ABS. These are the famous one that most of the universities across the world, depends on where you are, that focusing on. If you are in Southeast Asia, we are more towards Scopus and Web of Science, and ERA too, to a certain extent. If you're on the other side of the world, which is the European side of the world, especially in the UK, they are more interested into ABS. If you are in business school, of course. If you are in Australian side, if business school, they are more interested into ABDC listing and rating. So it depends on which part of the world that you are, and which faculty or which field that you are in also, right? So, and Semantic Scholar is also a collection. They do not provide. That's why I put it as part 2. They actually do not provide as if like Web of Science or Scopus. They just, it's like your personal, and then it's like a personal collection, like Google Scholar itself. You have all the articles, they have the citation, they have the H index itself inside this one, right? Let me go through the third part of it, which is related to research profile, related to the earlier one. And to answer this part 3 will be, can use as an answer to the earlier question by Yap just now, from USM, right? USM, right? So this can be answered, that how you will be invited. How can I be invited as an editor of the journal? So you must build your research profile first. You must build your impact to the community, the academic community. Then people knows you. People will invite you, right? And that's the second answer. The first answer was just now. You can always email the editor, ask, is there any vacancy for editorial board, advisory board, associate editor perhaps, and so on. Yeah, you can ask for that, no problem. You can always email the editors. Okay. Anyone knows the name of this lady, Esther Duflo? If you are, I hope you have an economist, you would know this name, Esther Duflo. She's the Nobel Prize winner in 2019. This is her profile. This is her profile in Web of Science. I just updated this morning. This is a Web of Science profile, automatically generated. It looks here. This is algorithm produced generated auto record. means that they don't have to register yourself, yeah, but it's automated, recognized in that sense. She's in MIT. I told you just now, Nobel Prize winner in 2019. This is her hash index in Web of Science, publication 94, not as much as a lot of other authors in the world. Citation is really crazy, the number 21,000 in Web of Science. This is not a Google Scholar profile. This is a Web of Science profile. This profile, strong. I told you just now, she don't have the face there. Perhaps she do not update this page. This is automatically generated based on whatever research that she's doing. Web of Science automated it. 21,000 citation. For me, this is a crazy number to reach. Right? Claudia Goldin, another lady, Nobel Prize winner 2023 in economics last year. Her research are mostly centered around women empowerment, women research, the impact or how women actually been looked into for the past generation and whatnot, in term works, in term how it contribute towards the economic growth of the country and whatnot. So that's what her research is all about. Again, this is automated, generated. She's in Harvard University. Look into her index, hash index 40107. Citation is not as high as Esther Duflo just now. Esther Duflo are more towards research, more towards she used a method that, her application more towards how to say, social economics issues and whatnot related to that. Last year, this is the Nobel Prize, the only winner in economics last year. Esther Duflo won the Nobel Prize to 2019 with the other two authors. This is her Claudia, right? Golding, Professor Claudia Golding from Harvard University, of course. And another great economist here in the country, the great economist, my friend, Professor Lau Siok Hok from University Putra Malaysia. I just put up her profile, his profile, sorry, not her, his profile here. She have 32 index, 129 publication, more than the Nobel Prize publication, more than Nobel Prize publication, with a lower citation, 4,200 in Web of Science, Nobel Prize 7,600, 21,000 Esther Duflo, and Prof. Lau Siong Hok have 4,200 citation as of now, and this another big name, Jeffrey Sachs, another big name in international economics, especially. I just say just now this one was Web of Science profile. If you have your profile, you can search this inside Web of Science. They will automated generated if you publish your paper and the journal is actually Web of Science index. They will come out like this. They will have this summary of statistic that you have, that you can easily put this number inside your CV, which bring the impact, bring your influence that might the journal might interested in you and invite you as one of the editors or associate editor and related. Right, coming back to that good question just now. Jeffrey Sachs, this is his Google Scholar profile with this number. If you can look carefully, this is 6-digit number, citation, 100 over 1,000 citation. Not in this life. Not in this life, the Dr. Sabrut, not this life. I don't think there's no way I can get it in this life. Perhaps next life. If I'm still use the same name in the next life. Right. So anyhow, Jeffrey Sachs, these are the new product of Google Scholar today. If you have not seen this yet, if you have not seen this things like this, then you can download it for free. This is a plugin for your Google Scholar profile. I'll show you later what is it. What is that in a while. Jeffrey Sachs is very famous, and he's also have the one of the center here in the Sunway University under his name. Such the university is mostly talk about international economics, globalization, deglobalization related issues. If you are talking about, cited this person himself, right? Ringel, some of you okay, later on I answer you this in a while. Okay, Dr. Azaini. Ringel, Professor Christian Ringel, or Christian Ringel, the creator of this SEM, SEM PLS. No, sorry, Smart PLS, not SEM PLS. I think a lot of people are not happy if I say that. Smart PLS, the software. This is his profile inside Google Scholar. Very, very prominent for the past few years, going up, and then you can see all these numbers here. The journal published mostly are in Q1, like just now the earlier one, Jeffrey Sachs also. Anyhow, yeah, Christian Ringel. This is Christian Ringel. So if you want to see this number in your Google profile, all this number where they are the Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, you can download this. You can download this add-on. You can download this add-on. You can download this add-on called this one. And you must use Google to download. You must use Google to search your profile. If you use Internet Explorer, all the others you must use Google Chrome. If you don't use Google Chrome, this will not work itself, right? You can download this plugins into your Google Chrome, and then after that, when you search your name for your profile, it will come out like this, or this Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. So you know this is a new things, new game by Google itself, that you know your publication actually more towards what? Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. And this data actually, if I'm not mistaken, are more towards corpus rather than Web of Science. They are SJR, more towards SJR of the Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. Right? Have a look. This is Esther Duflo just now, the Nobel Prize winner. Her publication mostly are in Q1, of course. They are and they're different level itself, different level particularly. Right. No. This not happen. This not happen. Right. And then the next one here, of course, in Malaysia, we know this person, Prof. Ramaya, famous. And he's have numbers of publication, of course, in Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, as you can see here. And citation about 50,000. I think this is not updated. I should reach more than 50,000, more than that already right now. This is not really updated itself. Perhaps it's more than that. This one just now with 100 over 1,000, 100 over 200,000 here right now. Ringel and Jeffrey Sachs, 100 over 1,000, 100 over 1,000 itself, right? And I just put one profile. This is semantic scholar profile of Christian Ringel. Can have a look of it. Of course, this is not updated also. This is not updated, not as updated as yesterday. This was at least a month ago when I update this thing. And this is what you can see. This is semantic scholar. This is profile. And this shows impact. This shows influence. And this will attract, for example, editorial board, attract students coming in, attract funding of and a lot more other things will come into that as an academician. Yeah. Of course, he's famous in Malaysia. Yeah, I should search for Dr. Azaini UMK tadi. Search your Google profile. Anyhow, right. The other one, the last one, perhaps if you want to know a little bit more about this information, a lot of information, these are one of the, I've been following her since some years back when I did my PhD at that time. This is Professor N. Hazing. which is famous by the an apps called Publish or Perish, POP. You can download it, you can use it. There is some of them actually use this for bibliometrics analysis. The data from here, they also she also have updated. She's actually the professor in international business, international management, international business professor actually, and she's been updating her homepage, her YouTube channel for the past at least 20 years. And you can use this as a guide also. She have one she call is journal quality list. So she have provided a journal quality list according to her methodology, which she updated, and you can have a look to get some motivation when you feel dismotivated of looking into citation and whatnot, how to be and read the reason blog and so on. I always from time to time I go to her homepage or go to her LinkedIn to read, to have some motivation of doing research and whatnot if I feel down and so on. Right. So Hazing, Prof. N. Hazing, will be a good another good research profile that you can look at in our business field itself. Okay. Who else that I have? This is her resources YouTube channel for free. That you can get how actually she helped a lot, especially for the early career researcher, postgraduate students, and of course the established researcher too, to go even further than that. I think the latest list that she released, one of the top 50 authors in business and management, if I'm not mistaken, just quite recently, whether last month, if I'm not mistaken, in the world. She released that. She put that data inside her homepage and also in her LinkedIn profile. Go have a look. This is the world according to her methodology and related that. Right? I can have a look. This is her profile in Google Scholar. I search her in Google Scholar. Of course, her publication mostly are in Q1 with 30 over 1,000 citation. And yeah, this is what she do. And like I told you just now, which gain a lot of citation, is this product called Publish or Perish, POP in short. This have been around for quite a while. You can download and have a look what it can do for you. My profile not important. You can anyone profile you can easily Google today. Right? Okay, so this is one of the quite latest one. This 2 years back, we talk about how to improve research impact and whatnot, how to build your profile in that sense. So I start off with introducing all of you or have a sharing of all of you what is actually indexation is all about, how important indexation actually not just for journals but also for authors is to know what journal to target, whether they are still there, whether they're still inside that indexation or not. This one you can check from time to time. Please check from time to time your the latest version of either Scopus, Web of Science and whatnot. You can check the listing, whether the journal or the target journal that you are want to send, whether they're still listed there or not. If not, then perhaps you might make other decision, right? The other one that is available outside there, if you talk about research profile and impact, we have something called like this. This also been generated by created by someone. They also use database. These are the database they use, whether they use CABS that I told you just now, whether they use ABDC or some other rankings that they use, where the data come from, or Scopus data that come from. This one you can have a look at publication ranking. The other one, research.com. If it's in economics and finance, only these three are listed here in Malaysia, because the rest of it cannot fit in. I mean, including myself, cannot fit in the hash index to be calculated, to be inside this homepage. They have a very strict guideline, I guess, to meet a certain threshold. Only you can go inside the ranking. Only these three, or all three are my friend. Prof. Lian from USM, UPM you have Prof. Lau Siong Hok, and then USM another one is Dr. Tang Chow Fun. And in economics, in other field there'll be other people, right? And in some might know this. This is AD, AD Scientific Index. They are updated each year. The data is based on Google Scholar. The data is based on Google Scholar. This data is based on Scopus. This data is based on Scopus, but they calculated another index called D index, not just H index. And what else? Some of the data like P ranking, it depends on which database they use. Scopus, they can use ABDC, they can use, and a lot more others. This is journal and authors ranking itself. SJR also have that. SJR is Schemago just now. This is Schemago. Schemago also you can access the data for free for you to find the proper journal, right? And then SJR, the best part is that they put straight away here whether the journal are in Q2, Q1, Q4, or Q3 or something like that, right? And these are rankings of authors, especially in Malaysia, in the world, in the university. You can have a look all. You can search for that for free. AD. To a certain extent, they are free. Certain other products, they need to subscribe. Of course, most of the time will be like this now. This just out of curiosity yesterday, so I just put up business management accounting in Malaysia journals based on 2022 ranking. These are the rank in this field, business management and accounting. They have about 9 journals, all in Q3 and Q4. We don't have so far in our in business, economic, finance field in Malaysia. We don't have any journals which already hit Q2 in Scopus. Not yet. None of the journal actually are in Q2. Malaysian-based journal, not the publisher from outside. Right? I think I'll stop here. If any question that you can always before let me waste this. I share back the attendance just now for those of you who have not chance to scan your attendance earlier on, especially you are Unimas staff or students. Right, you can scan your attendance right now. I will share my slide in a while with you. Stay for a while. We'll share the link. Actually, I have a link. Then I have not copied the link yet. Any question you can ask me. Just now we have one question here from if I've not answered yet. Zaini, UMK. Which one you prefer, Google Scholar or Clarivet for searching for indexing? Searching for indexing. For researcher profile. Oh, okay. It depends on what you are searching about. If you're looking into just a common profile to have a look of what the person are doing, then you use Google Scholar, which is sufficient enough to know actually what research they are doing, the background, or maybe just a background check lah. If you want to hire the person, or you want to know more about the person, go Google Scholar. If you want to know more deeper, or to see how much of the journals actually are published in impact factor, for example, then use Clarivet to search for the indexing, because Clarivet or Web of Science, you have to pay. It's not free. Google Scholar is free. So you can search for the free one first, and then for the subscribed one, you can either go Scopus or you go Clarivet itself. I hope I answer you that. Okay, let me see. 2 more question. Yep. Yeah, that's good enough. I've been yes, John Siu. It depends on what you want. If you want to publish in the impact factor journal, Web of Science. If you want to publish in Scopus journal, then you go for Scopus. Or if you want to publish in ABDC journals, then ABDC. If you publish in ABS, then go ABS. It depends on that, and depends on the requirement of the university, of the ministry of the higher education itself. I mentioned just now, Scopus is free to a certain extent. Publish. Depends on journal, actually. Depends on journal, Zahid. Depends on journal. There's no such thing as totally free in this world. You have to pay to certain amount. um, um, uh, Not every journals in Scopus are free. Not every journals in Web of Science is free. Not every journals in most of the publisher, even university publisher, is free. But there are actually a publisher out there who do not require you to submit to have submission fees or publication fees. Yep. Oh, I think this question. Yep. This question, I've not mentioned FT50. Wow, you know what is FT50? Of course you know lah. But a lot perhaps in this, perhaps a lot here in this room today do not know what actually FT50. Do you mind explain what is FT50 for them? FT50.
From my understanding, FT50 is the top 50 journal from our business, which actually is ABS 4-star.
Yeah, it's under Financial Times 50, FT50. Only few journals are inside there. 50 of them only. um, in this country, as far as I know, I'm not the Ministry of Higher Education. This question might be addressed towards the minister or those in ministry. That's not the focus yet for this country. To publish FT50 or ABS, because our as far as I understand, the ministry or the universities are more towards corpus publication. Perhaps I answer you that. Okay. Or perhaps the next question, the next thing will be like, is Q1 journal equals to ABS4? Not necessarily true, and not necessarily not true. You have to check. Certain journals which are Q1 actually are in ABS2 or ABS1 maybe, or not even in FT50 because it's only 50 journal. Right? But it's dedicated ABS and FT50 actually are dedicated only to business related fields. If you are in sciences, then they might look into different focus itself. Right? Yeah, thank you for answering that. Some corporate journal are free if you don't go for gold journal, gold access. Yeah, it depends. Some are some are like that, and some actually you have if the journal are open access, perhaps you have to pay for a certain amount. If the journal have the option for the open access, then it's free to certain access to certain. Right? Any question? Any question? No? Let me share. Let me find this thing. Let me quickly go and search my my notes, my resources, and then I'll share with you the link. Share with you the link. Straight away. Share with you easy. Let me just copy the link. Okay. All right. Go back to this. I will put in the chat box. I'll put in the chat box. Those of you who are okay. Right. I just put up in the chat box. Manual attendance. Oh, I have to put down. Siti Aisyah, manual attendance. Okay, okay. I kena letak your normal metric. Staff number. Right. Can't register. Okay, if you're not from the university, perhaps you can't scan it. If you are from the university, you'll be able to do that. Sanjit, if you are in the university, you are if either you're a student or you're staff, you can do it. Right. To be able to scan. Other than that, will not be able to do so. Perhaps you can try another time if you have your with you the attendance. Okay. For the attendance, usually we use the Unimas Now. You have to log in into Unimas Now to sign in the attendance. That's all. Right? Okay, right. You have to give me your metric number. If I will not be able to key in your name inside there. Anyhow, right. All right. So any question, any things that anyone want to share perhaps for this particular afternoon? Or we just quickly show you. I think you can see my file right now. I mean, you can see my computer right now. If you go to, like I say just now, if you go to Unimas library, right? If you go to the Unimas library, you can look at this e-collection. I just show you very fast e-collection, and then go to online database, and then after that, you will sign in using your you will sign in using your username and password for the Unimas itself. We go through this. Oh, what is this? Oh, what is this? Why? Something went wrong. Maybe I do it too fast. Okay, here. Okay. Okay, it's interesting. Error. Let me try. Oh, yeah, I can enter. Okay, it's automatic. Actually, it's already entered here. Right, I will look into the chat box in a while. So this is actually in our in Unimas library. To go into Web of Science, you go the letter W, and then you go Web of Science here. You click on this, it will loading out, still loading, and you go under J. It's called JCR. This is free. JCR. If you go under S, Scopus. Scopus is here. Scopus is here. So I just go these three. This is Web of Science. You can search document, you can search researcher name. You can put some names and you can search. Here, you can journal citation report. You want to know journals, categories, can go inside. For example, you go inside category. What category you want? What field that you are in? Everything is here. If you are in Unimas itself. Okay. Link masih tak nampak. Yeah. Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Sabrun. Which link? You mean the attendance? Let me just attendance. Attendance, is it? You want attendance? Dr. Shelley? This is the attendance list if you want that. Okay. Anyhow, if you need the attendance, you let me know. So you can go by category, for example, any field that you want in, then you can go in then. And here is the list of journal. A category is the numbers of journal inside there. There are few thousands, few hundred journals in particular field. You can search a lot of things inside here. Yes, Dr. Shelley.
Hey, sorry, Dr. Evan. Prof. Evan. Actually, I'm saying the link for the material.
I put in the chat box.
Because haven't appeared in the chat box, ma. But my students are
Oh, I know. I paste to Farhana only. Yeah.
sorry.
Now it's there. Thank
Sorry
you
to
very much for
interrupt you,
thank you very much for mentioning. So hope everyone can access. Hope everyone can access here. I just share the link. Go try and access. Even though you're not from Unimas, I hope you can access that. If you have any problem to access especially the notes, especially the PowerPoint slide, email me. Can email me, right? Yeah. To get it. Okay. If you have, oh, sorry. Yeah. thank you for coming, those of you. And this is Scopus, those of you to know it better. Now we have new things. Scopus have added up new things, research, discovery. Previously, they don't have. They only have document, authors, organization. Now they're new research discovery, which can keyword, you can search a lot of things. Right, so this is Scopus, this is Web of Science, this is this is JCR, and this is Web of Science, which is under Clarivet lah, both of this. And ABDC and whatnot is all freely. You can search for it, no problem. Okay. If you want to search for journals in Scopus, you go here, sources. This is sources. You can see the list there, up there, sources. And what you want. Let's say you want which quantal 1, quantal 2, quantal 3, quantal 4. Let's say you want Q3 and Q4. You want to search Q3, Q4 in what subject area? Just go ahead. For example, art and humanities. Let's say business, and then you just click apply. It will come out all 2,000 plus journal are in Q3, Q4 if that is your target, right? And then you target, you strategize. Okay, so there's a lot of things that you can explore actually. So it's important. Why I say this, why I share this here, it's important for us to know the indexation first before we target a journal, and to understand this a little bit of this background. Then you target the journal itself. All right. If any problem, access the PowerPoint and some of the resources that I put inside the folder, please let me know. Right? Please let me know. Oh, you can access, Dr. Azaini, boleh access dari luar. No?
Boleh. Thank you.
Thank you very much. No problem. Use them. This is publicly information. Nothing, no secret inside there.
I thought OneDrive outside of Unimas you cannot access, but this time you can. Thank you.
Yeah, you can set that. I think we can. I set the can access for everyone. Thank you very much for coming. Right. Any more question? No question. All right. If there is no further question, I just put back this thing again. If someone needs the attendance and what not related to that, then they can sign in. If not, then thank you very much for today. I think yes. Any question?
For the last one.
Yeah.
Actually, my majikan, they prefer to use Scopus rather than Google Scholar to search for profile. Can you have any comments on that?
Yeah, it goes back to majikan lah. It goes back there also, but in general, I mean, I give the option here lah. General is that Google Scholar have our profile, Scopus have our profile, Web of Science have our profile, and of course ResearchGate also have our profile, and the other one is called Semantic Scholar lah tadi. So all these have our profile. So it depends on which one that we want to look at. Like I told you just now, because Google is free, Google's publish everything, and Scopus just publish Scopus. So it depends. It goes back to whoever that you answerable back to your to the one. That's all. If they're interested to look at that, then perhaps that's the only thing they look at. Then we have to build that research profile in Scopus. That's what I want to say here in this sharing. We have to build the research profile, whether we are in Scopus, Web of Science, or whether we are in Google Scholar. And as far as I understand, just for everyone that's going off, Google Scholar normally you will get more numbers, a higher number of citation. Scopus you get in the middle, and Web of Science normally you get the lowest numbers of citation. That's from my experience. Thank you very much for the question.
Thank you, bro.
Any more question here? Okay, no more. All right. If no more, then we stop here. Thank you very much for the day. This recording, once I have the recording, I will put back to the folder just now. I'll put back to the folder that I shared with you so that you can easily find this recording inside there. Okay? Or the link. If it's not the whole video, it's the link towards certain thing, towards YouTube or something. Normally, I'll upload into my own YouTube channel. And then after that, you can, find it there easy rather than you download the whole thing. Right? thank you very much for the day, and I hope everyone have a fruitful day ahead and publish more to get to have more information. If you want to contact me, please do so. Yeah, my email is there, and my profile is also there. Okay. Hey, thank you. William, what you doing inside here?
Thank you, Prof.
Thank you, Prof.
Thank you.